Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 85. I'm your host, Rico. I'm here with my co-host,
Dayne Cody.
Motherfucking Cody. We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and whatever the hell we like. Primarily video games and
Stuff.
Tech and video game toys, pretty much. If you've never been here before, we usually start the show with our designated drinking section where Dayne is usually drinking some fancy delight. Get into some what you've been playing, talk about the news, some random public service announcements, and then our free-for-all where we, like I said, at the top.
Talk about whatever the hell we like.
Yeah. Nobody's stopping us. No censorship here, mofos.
Yeah.
Dayne.
What's up?
What's going on, my friend?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
News and stuff? Or drinking and stuff?
Drinking and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it's, a Thursday and that needs to happen. Because that's the thing that needs to happen.
Gotta get this weekend started.
Hells yeah.
Like TGIF.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, right? It's like, whatever. It's all good. I'm totally rocking a whiskey ginger with a little Devil's Cut bourbon tonight. And some dark Schweppes dark ginger ale, which is delicious if you guys are interested in some yummy-ass ginger ale. The Schweppes dark is awesome.
I thought they made that.
Oh, it's so good. It's probably my favorite
They pretty much
ginger ale.
made that for a mixer, right?
I have no idea, but it's awesome. Because I don't know, I find most ginger ales are very, very light on the flavor, I guess. They're, I don't know, a little bit more, there's a little bit more flavor than a 7-Up. Whereas this actually has real flavor to it. And if you like, it's not overpowering on the ginger, but if you like a little bit more ginger flavor in your ginger ale, it's definitely a nice way to go.
You ain't gonna, like you said, you ain't gonna mix it up with a Sprite or a 7-Up.
Hell no.
You're like, damn, that's some ginger ale.
It's delicious. I love it. So yeah,
Nice.
So I'm drinking that with a little Devil's Cut bourbon mixed in there, which is essentially they take the barrels that they store the bourbon in for a long period of time.
Is that the name, Devil's Cut, or is that
Yeah.
the method? Okay.
No, it's called Devil's Cut, and essentially what they do
Pretty cool name.
is they take the barrel and they sweat the barrel and they pull the bourbon that seeped into the wood and they put it in a bottle. And it is delicious.
How the fuck do you do that?
I don't know, but it's yummy. So I don't care.
Science.
Yeah.
Black magic.
Who cares? It's tasty.
It sounds
So yeah, it's got a bit more bite to it than your regular bourbon, but it's nice. I like it. So
cool.
there you go.
So,
That's what I'm drinking.
We just went through Black Friday. I think everyone came out the other end safe and sound. I hope.
Hopefully. I feel like that would be a pretty brutal way to go. He died during Black Friday. He got trampled to death.
That'd be pretty sad.
Not to mitigate anybody that actually has had that happen, but I feel like that's a bad way to go.
I scored a couple things from Black
Really?
Friday, but I did not set foot in a store.
No, you were more of a Cyber Monday type person?
No, I was freaking the Thursday before Black Friday by 9 o'clock. I had already bought whatever I wanted.
Lucky you.
I don't know if it was Walmart's fault or their site, because it's really weird. For Black Friday, Nintendo had the new 3DS with the interchangeable faceplates on sale for like pretty much almost half price.
Right.
It was $99 US, but obviously because our shit exchange was
$140 Canadian.
$139 here. And
Right.
they had a black and a white Super Mario limited edition new 3DS. And, I don't have one of those, and I kind of want one with the interchangeable faceplates. And
Right.
the price was kind of right. So,
Excellent.
all the retailers in Canada had black, and only Walmart carried the white one.
I hate Walmart.
I know, I hate Walmart too. But it's funny because their site said out of stock. It said in stock at your store. And it said,
but out of stock on the website.
out of stock on the website, but it said goes on sale 12. What was Black Friday? The 26th?
25th.
Was it 25th? Okay.
Yeah.
So it
Because
said
my wife's birthday was the day before.
Yeah, so it said November 25th, 00000 o'clock. So I assumed they were saving it to go on at midnight. Well, I was watching TV with the wife, and I just happened to have the page up, and it was like 8:30, and it was available.
Wow.
So I ordered it.
Sweet.
And I'm like, sweet, now I don't have to go to the freaking store. And then the other item I wanted, because Best Buy also had their sale start at 12 midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. West Coast time. I got a Xbox One S for $300.
Oh, you picked up
Actually,
the Xbox One S.
I got an Xbox One S for less than $300.
Really?
I'm kind of cherry picking from our free for all section because I was going to talk about this in free for all, but this goes with Black Friday.
Fair enough. This time I'll let it slide.
It was $300 for a Best Buy retail exclusive Xbox One S in an ugly ass blue color.
Hey, I like that blue color. That's
Actually, it was
that's
like the Forza color.
Yeah.
Forza Special Edition.
I think it looked good, man.
It just doesn't have any of the graphic shit on it that
right. It was
one
just
had.
the color.
It was just the color, and it was like a Best Buy exclusive, and it came with Halo 5.
Yep.
But it didn't come with Halo 5 packed in. It came with a retail copy of Halo 5 and the invoice. They invoiced you for the Halo 5 separate from the system.
Interesting.
Yeah. So basically, I got an Xbox One S for $240 because I returned the Halo.
Right. Okay.
Because it was broken apart. It wasn't just $2.99 on the receipt. It was, hey, you paid for the Xbox this much, and you paid this much for Halo 5. And I'm like,
oh, nice.
I'm like, I own Halo 5. I don't need it. And I take it back.
Sweet.
So yeah, I got a new Xbox One S for $240 plus tax.
Very
But actually,
nice.
I got it for even less because I already sold my old one
Wow.
for $200.
That's
So,
crazy.
for the cost of a controller, which I wanted, I ended up getting my Xbox One S. I wasn't really aiming to get one, but it just kind of worked out in the end. Which is nice, because now I have that new wireless controller that has Bluetooth. So now I have a wireless controller for my PC.
Wow. Very cool.
And an Xbox One S, which is tiny and quiet.
Unlike the first Xbox One that is massive and loud. Actually, it's not that loud.
No, it's not that loud. But
compared to the Xbox 360 that I have.
Tiny. It actually makes the PS4 Pro look enormous, which is kind of funny.
That is funny, because it's...
like totally the opposite.
Yeah, it's not even the same size as the original Xbox One.
No, but it looks enormous compared to Xbox One S.
Very nice.
And I haven't. The thing that sucks, you were talking about Walmart. Go back to my new 3DS. I still don't have it. I don't know where they shipped them from. Freaking China or from the factory where they're made.
Hong Kong.
It's still like
in
I won't
transit?
get it. I won't get it until next week. So that's like
really
almost 2 weeks. I'm like, really?
Wow. Maybe
like,
they just took a ton of orders, but they didn't actually have all that stock.
I'm like, at least they had. Well, it shipped like right away, but it's coming from back east, and they must ship it the cheapest possible method.
Probably. Did you have to pay for shipping?
No, it was free.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's
excited.
why.
I'm pretty excited for it because I did order the Fire Emblem Fates faceplates from Japan for it. So
nice. So that'll be pretty cool.
I'll have a cool like Fire Emblem looking 3DS.
I ordered I got an eBay account on the weekend.
Ooh.
I know. Hide the credit card.
Was this for a Black Friday thing you needed to sign up for?
Nope. I ordered a back plate for my wife's phone because she dropped it and smashed the back of her phone. It's
lame.
a Sony and it's got a glass back on it.
Oh, so you got the kit to replace it?
Just the back. I don't need like a whole kit. I know how to replace it. I just need the part to do it.
So you have a suction cup to pull the old one off or whatever?
Yeah, I got one at work.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So
what
yeah,
was that, like $10, $20?
$5.
$5 compared
$5.
to if you went to this store $50 or $100.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't even know. We bought her phone unlocked through Amazon.com.
Was that the same phone that Vert had? That he used to have? That he broke and I gave him shit and told him to go and do that?
His was he had the big version. Hers is the Z3 or hers is the Xperia Z3 compact.
Right? That's right. And
yeah,
he had the huge one.
He had the full Z3.
It drove me nuts that he didn't replace that because he had this big crack across the middle. I'm like, dude, that's like not even the screen. That's like so easy to replace.
I know, and all you got to do is heat it up, pull it off, put the new one on, done.
Because that made his phone not waterproof.
I know.
Oh well, whatever.
So yeah, so hers is all messed up. So I created an eBay account.
What a good husband.
And ordered one. And yeah, free shipping coming from China though, so it's going to be here
next year.
Might be. The estimated delivery time was December 17th, I think.
So it was like carrier pigeon.
Pretty much. They put it on a boat. So, but hey, it was cheap. It was $5. So even if it sucks real bad, it was $5. And it's still going to be better than the one that she's got. So.
Talking about pigeons reminded me that I actually did play something.
That's funny.
I had nothing for what you've been playing, but now I do. I guess we can get into what you've been playing.
Yeah, I guess it kind of ties in with Black Friday. I was pretty good. I didn't really. I'm not really in need of anything. Like we bought a TV last year for Black Friday. For anybody who's been listening to our podcast for that long, I bought a 55-inch Sony 3D TV last year, essentially during Black Friday. So we're gonna hold off on the 4K thing for a bit yet because I think there's just some major caveats that I have as far as. 1 is price. 2, there's not enough content. 3,
it's your PC and your gaming consoles. Besides that, it's like
exactly
for watching video. It's
and the other thing is that if I want to get a 3D one, they're great for watching 3D, but terrible for playing games because the input lag is so terrible. So it sort of negates all of that. So anyways, so we're gonna wait. So as far as that goes. PC parts, I'm not really in a position right before Christmas to be picking up anything that I need. So yeah, there wasn't really anything hardware or real fun. I would have liked, I did see that Best Buy deal with the Xbox One S, and as tempting as it was, I already own an Xbox One, and I
wouldn't
don't use it nearly enough as it is. So I was like, whatever.
I wouldn't have bought one if I didn't have mine already. My old one already sold, and the intent of buying one of the new controllers. So
and you have a 4K TV, so it kind of makes sense, right?
I kind of finagled getting that system for the cost of a controller. So
yeah, for sure, and it makes sense. So for me, I did pick up a couple things on the Steam sale.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself in the ass now.
I bought Doom.
I'm really mad that I didn't buy it.
Because it was so cheap.
I meant
67% off.
I meant to buy it, and I totally forgot. And when I went back, I'm like, shit, the sale's done. Because it pisses me off, because the Game Awards just happened. It won Shooter of the Year.
Yeah, I understand why.
So it pisses me off now because I didn't buy it. I'm sure it'll go on sale again around the holidays. To be honest, I probably wouldn't even play it if I bought it, but I should have just fucking bought it. God damn it.
See, I bought it and I downloaded it and started playing it pretty much right away. It's a huge download, but whatever. I also picked up Infinite Warfare. As well. I haven't downloaded it yet because it's a massive. I did download I did purchase the what's it called, the Legacy Pack or whatever that also includes Modern Warfare 4.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even install that.
So, yeah, it was on sale for like $50, which Canadian. So, seeing as the game's only been out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They were asking $100 for that.
Yeah, well, this one in particular I got this one for $80. So essentially,
they were asking $110 for that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I got it. So like I said, I got like $30 off, which is great for a game that's been out for 2 weeks. So those were essentially my purchases. I totally meant to actually purchase Battlefront on Xbox or on PlayStation 4 just so that I could use my PSVR to play the VR stuff later on, and I totally forgot.
So you missed that one. I
missed that one by accident.
I bought that one through my phone while I was at work.
Yeah. See, and it was funny because what happened to me was I have one credit card attached to my PlayStation account, but not my other credit card. And I had purchased some other stuff on that credit card already, and I needed to use my other one. And I was like, oh, crap, I need to add that onto my PlayStation account. And then I totally forgot to actually do that.
How much was Doom on Steam?
Oh, man, it was like $20.
Oh, it's $23 on cdkeys.com.
It was really cheap. Yeah. So that's a bit of my Black Friday, what was sort of happening. So in that realm of, I'm going to slide that into what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Doom. I played a shitload of Doom.
You haven't beaten it, have you?
I have not. That game's pretty big. I'm very surprised at the size of Doom. I have already dropped, I think, more time than I spent playing Battlefield 1 or Titanfall 2.
Like longer?
Yeah, and I'm still... I don't even know if I'm 3/4 of the way through the single player yet. It's a big game. I'm really surprised. I've dropped at least 8 or so hours into it already. And I think I remember reading somewhere that there's 13 chapters, or I don't know what you want to call them, not necessarily chapters, but we'll call them chapters for the sake of simplicity. There's 13 chapters, and I'm maybe 7. I think I'm on 8 right now. So I've still got a good way to go. And I've probably put in 8 or so hours. That being said, that game's real good. I don't know why I waited this long to play it.
God damn it.
I've
been hearing good things, and it just won awards. So.
Such a great job of... They make it feel like the old Doom, but they've refreshed it in such an awesome way. And they breadcrumb you along so that you want to keep playing. They do a very similar thing that, for me, I think one of the first times I saw them do this was in Batman Arkham Asylum, where each area of the game, you could go find the Joker map, or not the Joker map, the Riddler map, and it would show you where all the Riddler things are hidden. You still had to go find them all and then actually do the puzzle, if you will. But in this, they do a similar thing. So each chapter is essentially a giant map, and you cruise around the map, and if you find the map that shows you where everything is, then you're running around trying to find all of the collectibles and all of the secrets. It doesn't actually show you where the secrets are, but it will show you where the collectibles, key cards, that type of stuff is, which is super cool. So each map has 2 collectibles. They're like these little squishy Doom Marine figurines that you find, and they're hidden in various places. So, and the thing is that you want to do this stuff because there's a really cool level up system in that game where you're gaining power to your suit, your weapons can level up, and so as you're playing the game, there's challenges in the levels, and if you do certain challenges, those will get you weapon upgrade pieces or armor upgrade pieces, and of course, the further along you get, the more of these pieces it requires to upgrade your guns and upgrade your armor and upgrade your abilities even. So I have totally ended up... It's hard for me with my tendencies towards wanting to 100% every single one of these maps. Sometimes I just have to stop and just move forward, because otherwise I get lost running around these maps trying to find all the secrets, all the collectibles, all the everything. But they've done it in an awesome way, and it feels great. It's fun. That game plays phenomenally. It runs really well on my system. No weirdness. I've played for hours on end, been rock solid. beautiful. It feels like the old Doom. You feel like a badass. You're running around. You're punching demons in the face. You're blowing them up with shotguns. There's no reloading. There's no...
I remember
you
really
just pick up as much as you want and just run around. And
yeah, there is no reloading. It's just you have your ammo. And
exactly. Just like the old school Doom, man. It's great.
I did like the demo. When the demo came out, we played it a little bit and talked about it. I think
which is interesting. We did. We absolutely did.
That's why I've been so quiet while you're talking away here, because I've just been shopping around here. And so $23.39. That's not bad. Canadian.
That's probably very similar to what I paid.
Like just over 20, right?
Yeah, I think it was $19.99. I want to say on the Steam sale.
$4 like that. For shitting the bed and being late.
There you go. But no, I've been enjoying the hell out of that game. It has been fantastic, which is actually interesting. I played the demo, and I don't know, there was... The demo I enjoyed, but it didn't make me want to go out and actually buy the game. I wanted to buy it when we played the demo, but it was still not enough that I wanted to pay full price for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now I feel like it was worth paying full price for. I mean, obviously, I don't regret not paying more for it because that's stupid. But at the same time, I feel now that it is definitely a game that deserved full price. Like it is a fantastic game.
No, I just bought it. $23.
Let the massive download begin.
I can't install it on this PC, so
no. There you go. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I played. Oh man, I don't know. I played some more Elder Scrolls Online, and then I was like,
because you bought it super cheap, so you don't have to pay it, right?
No, exactly. I can play that whenever I want. I don't have to worry about it.
It's so funny. I just bought stupid Doom. I think it's so funny.
And it's great though, man. Doom is great.
It was good. I enjoyed the demo.
No, it's
and I obviously
it's cool. It's surprising me.
It's one of those ones that I missed. Obviously, when considering it just won like shooter of the year, it's obviously not a shitty game.
No, and the music is awesome. It does such a good job of the music.
We before we sat down to record the show, we were watching. Well, I watched the whole Game Awards. Dayne caught the tail.
I watched half,
so he missed. The Doom, the guy, I guess the guy whoever came up with the Doom theme, he performed like a bunch of music from Doom on stage.
Oh, nice.
Like
that's
all
super
live,
cool.
like the super heavy metal. Adeline, my daughter, she really enjoyed that segment of the show. She was like cheering and laughing.
Right on.
Nikki's like, I guess she's going to be a metalhead. She really liked it. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Speaking of shooters, I started playing some Battlefield.
Nice.
So
very good game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very different than Infinite Warfare and
different.
Titanfall.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm only about 3 and halfway through the Italian campaign.
Yep.
So I did the tank one, Act 1, and I did Act 2, the pilot one. And
both very cool.
Oh yeah, I'm on the third one with the Italian guy, but
the pilot, he's kind of a dick, but you kind of like him. He's that roguish character.
It
was cool.
He reminds me of like a Han Solo almost.
A little bit.
I could probably have beaten Battlefield 1, but I got a new monitor, so I stopped playing all PC games until monitor arrived. We'll talk about that in our free-for-all section. So I haven't gone back because I just got the monitor yesterday.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll go back and play it. But from what I've played, it's... And I kind of talked about this because I did start it. It really does not glorify war.
No, not at all.
It's like, this sucks. We're all fucking stuck here. We have to make the best of it. And and we're probably just going to die. And this is shit. And we're in a shit situation. And everything sucks.
Yeah. And I think that's what was going on.
Totally the opposite of like Titanfall 2 and Infinite Warfare. Like Infinite Warfare had some like heaviness to it with the themes of war and death and
right,
not glamorizing it, but it definitely, it's like this is a video game about something really crappy that happened.
Well, I think at the beginning of those world wars, especially the first one, I think there is always that glamour that they try to end up with people being recruited, right? You hear these war stories and kids want to go off to the battlefield. But I think that by the time 2-3 years in, I think that that's pretty much gone.
The idea of being a hero, and this is for my, it's like, oh my God, what have I signed up for? This is terrible.
Exactly. And I think that the full ramifications of your decisions are really starting to hit home. And I think it shows that a lot of people aren't made for that. And that's a terrible place to be and a terrible thing to be in. And I think that Battlefield 1, that's one thing that it does well, is it shows that, yeah, you do what you need to do during those periods, but you don't like it and you don't even necessarily want to. Sometimes you have to.
I do like how it is showing us like the viewpoint from the guys in the trenches. Or here's the tank crew. Here's an ace pilot. Obviously, I haven't done the other two that are left, but so far, the personalities of the characters that they base, they're all individual stories, different campaigns, but all the same war.
Yeah,
it's
just different fronts of the war.
It's a pretty good title. The campaigns, I like it. I wouldn't say I like it as much as Titanfall 2 or Infinite Warfare, but those are more video games and like you're super empowered and you're a superhero basically, whereas this is like, I'm just a man with a gun and it's like, I poke my head out and I'm dead.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's very different. Like, I wouldn't say it's like realistic, but compared to those other games,
it's still a video game video game, but
it's not a video game video game like the other ones are, right?
Oh, for sure.
It is dialed back a little bit. And it's all muddy and dirty and gross and
that Italian one
I've just done the first part or the second part.
And I mean, even that first one that you finished, that tank battle one. I mean, that you end that mission and you don't feel good about it. Like you're relieved that you walked away.
I think they were walking to their death.
But that's the thing, right? Like you almost feel sad. And I think that they handled that really well in that game.
So I'm enjoying it. I will beat it. I will play the rest on it. That's the beauty. I'll talk about it when we get to Free For All. But I'm going to play some more of it. I did pick up Final Fantasy 15.
I am really on the fence with that.
I installed it and downloaded the 10 gig day one patch.
Holy shit.
I have barely played it. I just launched it, essentially, and got to the first quest giver. It's a purdy game.
Yeah.
It's got HDR support on the Pro.
Oh, very nice.
It looks pretty cool. I'm excited to get into it. I'm not going to lie. I loved Final Fantasy. I loved all Japanese games. Square could not do me wrong. Up until the last decade where they have, like, in my opinion, made just crap games. Like Final Fantasy 13 was terrible. I liked 12, but I didn't
mind 12. But it was I think the first one that I didn't finish too.
Which is like, it's like part of their downhill, right? Where they're sliding in quality and excitement. And they've kind of just totally lost me. So 15 was like, oh, come on, please. Like, can these guys pull something off that's going to kind of bring me back? Because I do have an affinity for these games because, like Nintendo, Square RPGs is like kind of what some of my earlier gaming history, like Final Fantasy on the NES. Oh my God.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
many hours.
I'm not going to lie, on the title screen, I kind of just had like a smile on my face. I'm like, this is real? Is this real? This is really happening?
I know.
So I will play more.
I'm going to say right now, I can't stand the main characters. And I'm really worried.
Yeah, it's tough.
From the main characters are going to bother me to the point where I'm not going to want to play it at a certain point.
From the commercials, they do seem like they seem very boy bandish, and it's like,
oh no! After playing I've got to play it at PAX,
you played like an hour, 2 hours at PAX.
Yeah, I paid like we played an hour at PAX, and when that was over, I went, wow, there's a lot of things this game does really well that I'm really impressed with. But the one thing
does still sound like there's lots of issues
needs to suck me in, because let's be honest, you're playing a massive RPG for the story and for the characters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grinding and there's a lot of other things, but ultimately, if you can't stand who you're playing as or the people around him, so it's one thing when you have the main character that you maybe don't like a lot, but maybe the other characters around them you like a lot, and they make up for it. The problem that I have here is that the main character I can't stand at all. I hate the main character in this game. He is a whiny little bitch, and I can't stand it. And the worst part is that the people that they've put around him, from what I've seen, and again, fair enough, it's early on in the game, but from what I saw, I can't stand them anymore. Some of the supporting characters that are they're in the background, not really part of your group and stuff, aren't as bad. But man, that core group, I have a friend of mine, he's super into Final Fantasy. He's been diving into it. He's absolutely loving it.
Yeah, Mark.
No, actually, another friend of mine. I haven't actually talked. I saw Mark last week, but he hadn't started playing it yet because he hadn't got it. But this is another friend of mine, and he is loving it. So he said the exploration in it is quite a bit slower than I think some people kind of realize, but it's meant to be cruising and taking in the sights, because ultimately it's a road trip, right? Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, it's offset with the battle system that is these crazy, chaotic battles that are stressful and heavy like that. So his takeaway is that they do a great job of that slow and then fast and crazy, and being able to sort of allow that to play out. But he's loving it. He is absolutely dove headfirst, and I swear, the last 3 days, I think he took off work and he's just been playing it. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I will definitely start. I literally just got it and installed it, booted up, and I'm excited. It's, I'll pull this from our news section. Yeah. The review score roundup, which I shared on the site and Twitter. It's gotten good reviews, 8s and 9s, across the board. It's getting good scores. So
that's super true. And like I said before when we talked about this, I'm really hoping this is a good one, because I haven't felt like there's been a great Final Fantasy game in a long time.
I don't think 13 was as well received as this one is. They even just released a story or a press release from Square, was they've shipped 5 million copies.
I know already.
The most that's
pretty
not
crazy.
Sold through, but that's still, I think they're pretty positive about.
I think they'll sell through that by Christmas, though. I'm sure, with everybody running out and buying Christmas presents and stuff.
I will talk more about that next week. I'm sure I'll finish Battlefield 1 now that I got my new monitor. I probably only have a couple hours left.
Yeah.
And I do have something else, but I can't talk about it until next week. Is that next week? What's the date? December 6th.
Yeah, it's next week.
Next Tuesday, yeah. So I'll talk about it on the next podcast.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm curious to find out a bit more about Final Fantasy. I want to buy it.
Well, I got it for $50. That's the main reason I bought it. And Amazon actually shipped it. I still don't have my Amazon copy.
Okay.
They shipped it yesterday, so a day after release. Unlike, for whatever reason, the order of copy. I'm going to rewind this a bit. During E3, Amazon had a bunch of games on sale. And for whatever reason, there was 5 or 6 games that were $49 Canadian, which is dirt cheap.
Especially for pre-orders.
Watch Dogs 2 was one, and Final Fantasy 15 was one. And a couple others are for next year, that Ghost Recon Wildlands. I have pre-ordered right now for $50. My copy of Watch Dogs 2 just never shipped. It's been 2 weeks sitting in a status we're preparing your order. I'm like, okay,
really?
I could order the game right now on your website. I'm looking at it in stock for full price, but you won't ship me the version that you promoted to me for $50. Not my fault you sold it for to me for $50. Send me the fucking game.
Have you contacted them about it yet, or
No.
to find out what the hell's going on?
For whatever reason, Final Fantasy 15, same thing. I got it for $50 on Amazon, pre-order this E3 sale. It shipped. I don't have it yet because I actually bought it at Future Shop, and I'm just going to return the copy I get from Amazon to Future Shop.
Okay.
It's going to be sealed, so whatever. I have the receipt.
Right.
Because I wanted to play it now. Because I didn't think they were going to ship it for a couple weeks, and then, of course, after I buy it, they ship it. But whatever. That's a side story. So I will talk more about that next week. I'll probably beat Battlefield 1. Oh, and I'm at the end of Pokemon SuMo.
Really?
That's Sun Moon. That's what the cool kids are calling it now. Pokemon SuMo.
I just figured that there wasn't another fun or Pokemon game that was happening recently.
I'm sitting at the entrance to go take on the Elite Four. So I've pretty much beaten the story mode, and that's like, well, I guess it's still part of the story mode, but still digging that game. That game's good.
Excellent.
I guess we can move into some news and stuff. No Man's Sky developers break their silence, and
it's about time.
Foundation update just came out. I have not had time to play it. They've had base building, freighters, and a bunch of other like quality of life features. It's a pretty big patch, and they're like, we're saying basically this is the foundation for more stuff to come.
That is a game that at this point, I don't know if I will
ever go back,
play it again. Yeah, I don't feel hurt about. I don't feel butthurt like so many people on the internet do about it.
No,
I played a bunch of it. I had some enjoyment. I realized what the loop was. I hit a certain point where I realized that okay, this is the game.
To it.
And I don't really feel the need to go back to it. It is still technically installed, but reading these updates and reading what they've done doesn't really make me
still not enough
feel like, hey, I need to update this and go back to it. I saw the update. I've already downloaded it. It's installed because Steam. But yeah, I don't know. I read this.
I just have too many games right now. I'm happy that this is out, though.
Yeah, see, and same here. See, this is the interesting thing. I'm happy that they did it, but I don't know right now. I just kind of want to uninstall it and put something else in there because I've got a lot of games that I need to get through, and they had their opportunity to sort of hook me and keep me coming back.
Yeah, essentially, like
didn't come to fruition.
3 months since release, pretty much.
Yeah, and now I have a lot of other things that I need to play, and at some point maybe I will run into a position where I'm in the mood to play something like that,
and you'll have beaten all the 5 games that you have right now.
and maybe I'll put that back in, or maybe I'll find something else. I don't know, but
I think
I don't know.
It's tough. I think they burnt a lot of goodwill with that. I think going radio silent was not the right choice.
No, not at all. It was a terrible decision.
I think they should have kept everyone in the loop. Because especially like your fans that do enjoy the game, I understand they were silent because all the hate they've been getting, because people let this game and the games media let this game like spin out of control in terms of the hype wagon, hype machine. But they really still should have like been talking to their fans and the fans that they do have that have positively received the game and are still enjoying it, right? But
absolutely.
On the positive, they've released this. Apparently, it jumped back up in a bunch of the charts on a bunch of the PC sales stores. Surprisingly, even though the game is so hated and reviled. It's doing well. I think they've sold a lot of copies, and obviously it's piqued interest to bring some people back. But I'm just like you. I'm in the same boat. I still have Dishonored 2 to go back to. I just got Final Fantasy 15.
This is my point.
And I did
just
spend like
so many games that I can play right now
with it already, right?
Yeah.
I want to go back, and I hope that they keep adding stuff. And I really hope this turns into a Cinderella story where they are able to turn things around and be like, "See, this is what we meant to do. We're sorry."
Right.
But I think
a year from now or whatever.
I think pressures from Sony. I think it was a big part of Sony's fault. I think that game needed at least another year in the oven.
Yeah. Either way, it's a thing that's happening and it's out. You can download it.
So if you have it,
there you go.
Check it out. I think we might have mentioned this last week. There was rumors about hands-on with the Switch going on. I don't know. Maybe we did or didn't. Anyway, Nintendo's holding a Switch event on January 13th in New York. I think that's a day after the Japanese thing. Yeah.
Well, they already announced that was a thing that was happening.
January 12th is a Tokyo webcast. Which
that was the thing that was already announced, right?
Okay. We'll get to see more information.
Right.
And then on the 13th in New York, I guess a bunch of media will get hands on. Nintendo, I'm waiting for my invite and plane ticket.
I was going to say, the invite I don't care about. It's the plane ticket that is attached to it that would be helpful.
Nintendo, in more Nintendo news, this came out months ago or a year ago, where Nintendo said they were partnering with Universal. They did like a actual proper announcement video now, with Shigeru Miyamoto and then some exec from Universal Studios. Basically, they're starting, I guess, I don't know if they're breaking ground or what, but more than just a press release, they did a video of Nintendo Land is coming to Universal Japan, Hollywood, and Orlando.
That's super cool. I've never actually gone to Universal Studios, but now if I time it right, I can wait for the Nintendo stuff to show up at Universal Studios Orlando, and then I can hit up the Nintendo stuff and the Harry Potter stuff when I go there.
And if you wait long enough, you can hit the Star Wars stuff at Disneyland.
Disney World.
Oh, at Disney World. Well, yeah, because that's...
See, I'm talking about Orlando, because that's where I know the Harry Potter stuff is Universal Studios Orlando.
They got the 2 rides there, whereas Hollywood only has the 1 Harry Potter ride, I think.
I'm not talking just the ride. I'm talking about the Harry Potter world, man.
Well, yeah, it's the land.
Yeah.
They have that in Hollywood, but I don't think it's as big as the Orlando one. Yeah, that was cool. I really like the Harry Potter ride in Orlando. I like Orlando, Florida better than Hollywood.
Yeah. I shouldn't be able to say that. I've never been to Disneyland or Universal Studios in California. I've only been to Disney World.
I'm pretty excited for Nintendo Land. I really hope they come up with some cool stuff. That's a cool partnership. I'm amazed that this has taken this long. I feel like this is something that should already exist.
How does Nintendo Land not exist?
Yeah.
Honestly. And how has Disney not bought Nintendo already?
It's probably because Disney... I bet you Disney and Nintendo had talks, but Disney probably wanted Shigeru Miyamoto's soul and his children, so they weren't prepared to make that deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nintendo...
I feel like they're buying everything else these days.
I'm sure Nintendo probably has more power with the arrangement with Universal as opposed if they were to partner up with Disney.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think Nintendo likes to be in the driver's seat, not in the passenger seat, I don't think.
Which is both good and bad.
Excuse me. So Pokemon Sun and Moon has its first global mission that has gone live. Part of the online functionality of Pokemon Sun and Moon is they have missions that you can take part in and get rewards. And basically, it's a race for all players that have gone online and synced their game with the Pokemon Global Link website.
Right.
Basically, if they catch 100 million Pokemon, they'll get like some big ass reward. And just for participating, you'll get some coins for like the online mode of the game. Which is kind of cool. The old ones didn't have that, so that's going to give some hooks for obviously long-term challenges for players to keep coming back. That's cool. That's a first.
Sweet.
Ubisoft making all their multiplayer VR games cross-platform.
That to me was a very smart decision. Because there's not nearly enough people playing VR to
on any
splinter
one.
up.
Yeah,
exactly, to splinter the user base like that. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that is really cool. So good idea. As opposed to having empty lobbies, you'll always have full game lobbies and easy matchmaking, especially with the a platform still in its infancy.
Oh, for sure.
I haven't seen a story from Nintendo, but I swear I saw somewhere that the PSVR has surpassed the Oculus and Vive installed bases together.
Really?
Which isn't really surprising, but
I have not seen that story.
It's only something around 400,000, close to 500,000.
Really? That's interesting. I mean, I actually
haven't seen. I was in both the Best Buys in my town. Don't ask me why.
Right.
Yesterday,
because you're a giant nerd.
That was because I was getting Final Fantasy 15. That's why. And I was returning my Halo. That's why. I was there yesterday and the day before. Or today and yesterday. They didn't have any PSVRs in stock, so
I'm not surprised.
They're not sitting there, so that's a good thing.
I was reading somewhere, I don't remember where it was now, but they were saying that the average shelf life for the PSVR was less than a week that they were sitting on the shelf, which is really impressive for something that costs as much as it does.
So after about a week, it just rots and they throw it out back?
No.
I know, being a smart ass. That's not bad. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, there was none in stock at both the stores that I was at. So, PlayStation experiences this weekend. Obviously, we'll talk about whatever's announced there next week. But there was 3 secret panels that haven't been revealed, and one of the 3 has been revealed. It is Hideo Kojima is going to host a panel.
Interesting
about Death Stranding. So that'll be interesting. If you watched,
the big question with that game is what the fuck is it? So hopefully we'll finally learn.
I have no idea, because if you had watched the Game Awards like I did,
you'd be as confused as you are.
They showed a new trailer, and I honestly felt like I did fucking drugs. I don't even know what I was watching.
So it was worse than the first trailer?
No, it was a good trailer. Like, it's amazing visuals.
Okay.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. It's Kojima-ass Kojima.
So, like I said, just like the first trailer then.
Yeah. No, even more than the first trailer, dude. That first trailer makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
Because I remember watching that first trailer and going like, this makes no sense at all. What the fuck is this?
Messed up this is true. It was cool, but I'm like, what is going on? There's
a baby coming out of him. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there was babies in this one, dude.
What is this deal with babies now?
I don't know. And of course, it's a trailer. It's not gameplay, so I would be amazed if PlayStation Experience had gameplay for that.
I don't even know if he has gameplay for that at this point.
I thought this was a neat little story. Nearly 40%, so almost half of all Steam games were released in 2016.
That's crazy.
That
is scary all at the same time.
Telling me that Steam's marketplace is turning into a fucking shit show with garbage. Mobile ports and freaking free-to-play garbage and stuff that, like, nobody wants.
Well, obviously somebody wants them.
Oh, man. It's going to turn into freaking iTunes. These stores need, like...
So what you're saying is they need to curate it better?
Yeah.
A lot better?
Like, iTunes doesn't have curation. Like, iTunes apparently has something like 600,000 games. And I think if you were to remove 999,000 of those, you would probably still have a hard time finding good games.
Right.
Like, there's just so much crap on these online stores, and PlayStation Network is turning into this, and Xbox Live. It just, of course, good games don't go unnoticed. This stuff does bubble to the top.
Oh yeah,
but it does make it harder to find, or navigate when these stores are just so filled with garbage.
Well, you end up in this situation where
you don't want to try anything new.
People are just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, and hoping that out of the 10 games they release, one of them makes them some money, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a bad way to go about it.
Yeah, race to the bottom, just throw it out there.
Make it cheap, make it fast, get it out. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just crazy. They need to stop. That needs to stop. If you were one of the lucky few to pick up NES Classic, 8BitDo, which makes those Bluetooth Nintendo, Super Nintendo controllers that are really popular with cell phones.
Yep.
They make a wireless NES controller with a little wireless dongle, which sure beats the 3-foot cord that comes with it.
You probably pay almost as much for that though as you do for the console.
So it's $40. Well, it's half the cost.
So it's half the price. Wow.
But, it is Bluetooth, so you could use this controller with your PC and or your cell phone. I don't see why you
Does it include the controller, or is it just the dongle to connect?
It's a NES form factor controller with 2 shoulder buttons and an X and Y button. So it actually has more buttons than just a standard NES controller. So it is more usable and some other stuff. I might have to pick one of these up.
Fair enough.
Just for the receiver, at least. Maybe if they sell the receiver. I've seen, compatible with next-gen controllers, PS4, PS3, Wiimote, and Wii U. So there's also that benefit, too. That wireless receiver will allow you to use your other controllers with, I imagine they'll probably break it out from the controller at some point, but they probably just want to make some profit up front and sell some controllers with it, too.
Okay.
So that's on Amazon.ca. I imagine it's probably $29 US. Division Survival expansion came out. The Division has gone back to the drawing board to fix a bunch of issues that it's had, and
actually logged into the Division this weekend.
So this is
maybe a half an hour.
If you have the season pass, this would be included. I think this is the second expansion. Apparently, the Division is really good now. They've fixed a lot of stuff, added a shitload of content, and I have to go back and play this.
This one's really hard for me.
I have
because I went back. I went back to it. Obviously, I did not pay for the season's passes, so I don't have the big DLC expansion packs. Right?
Yeah, I was really.
I just went back because I'd heard that they fixed a lot of stuff, and the end game was a lot better, and it was etc. 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 So I loaded it up this weekend, which initially my Uplay was busted, so I would load the game and my Uplay would just shit the bed. So I had to reinstall Uplay, which was a whole lot of fun. Anyways, once I got past that little nugget of greatness, I was able to actually get into the game, and I don't know. I don't know if maybe I'm done with the Division. And I don't know if this maybe is just right now. I'm saying this because I have a ton of other things to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I jumped back in. I ran around. I did some stuff. I did Division things. I shot some dudes. I, went and found a different message board and got some new I believe they were called search and destroy missions. But yeah, I don't know. I ran around, I did some stuff, and I thought to myself, maybe I need to start a new character or something.
To learn all the new systems.
And go back to get myself back into the game. Because at this point, I finished the game. I'm level whatever it is, 30 or,
They've changed so much stuff, you're like, don't know.
Yeah. Well, I do know what I'm doing. That part of it was fairly fine, but I don't know. It was just a weird thing where I was sitting there and I was going, do I want to keep playing this, or do I want to go play something else? I've already kind of played this now. It was a weird kind of moment where it's still installed, but I don't know. I think maybe I'm done. I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. I don't feel hurt. I really enjoyed the game.
I wonder if you are missing stuff because you don't have the season pass. Like, I wonder where the divide is for the new features on that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It could very well be like when you log in, there's going to be go do this whole new story mission and all this other stuff, and you'll be like, sweet, and you'll go do that, and that'll be awesome. Whereas for me, it's I could go do more Dark Zone. I could go do some other missions that they have added. There are daily missions now that were showing up on my thing. But of course, they're all, and this is part of the issue now, is that, for example, the daily missions, you need to play on challenging, right? They choose a story mission and you can go do it, but on challenging mode, which is, not hard. It's challenging. It's harder. And of course, then that means that I would need to go grind some gear because my gear now is not as good as it needs to be to go do this other stuff. I mean, I definitely already noticed that my armor wasn't awesome. My guns were hitting fairly well, but I was definitely noticing my armor was, I died a couple times very quickly.
Scrub.
So that part of it may definitely be there. But again, I hit this point where, do I want to go back and play this? Or am I at a point now where I'm going to move forward and there's a lot of other things I want to play that are on my plate, and I don't really feel the need to go back and play this now?
Yeah, I want to go back. I've heard some good things.
So, I don't know. I'm like I said, it's still installed. I haven't uninstalled it. It just, I was playing it and I kind of was asking myself that question, why am I playing this instead of playing Doom or installing Infinite Warfare or playing... And again, this is a problem I have right now because I have a ton of games. But then I started thinking back, and for example, I have a ton of backlog as well. So I've technically beat The Division. It's done. I've played through the story mode. I've played some of the end game. I kind of know what's that. Now, yeah, I don't know. But that's my own moral dilemma. So
yeah, I have to go back. You're ahead of me. At least you went back. I have the expansion, so I'm sure there's definitely more content for me to see than what you saw. So,
absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, I did not buy the season's pass because I suspected that I know myself well enough that I tend to have a harder time going back into these types of things unless it's something really cool. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, Destiny, I've gone back to multiple times.
People are really liking the survival expansion, so that's definitely some content you didn't have access to. So
for sure,
I'll have to get back to it. But apparently, the expansion is good. The Game Awards just happened right before we sat down to record.
That was a weird ass thing.
Production value through the roof. Great looking show. Definitely felt like a big commercial. Not as painful as the Spike TV days. The show's gotten better. It's still...
It's a weird thing.
It is still a weird thing. I don't mind it.
It's like they're trying to make it a movie type awards show, but they're trying to integrate some of the music award show stuff into it as well.
Yeah,
and it just comes across as being weird.
I think that's just a break from, like, they need something to break up the monotony of just giving out awards and showing trailers, because essentially everyone in the audience is just basically sitting around together watching reveal trailers, which is kind of weird. So I think they put the music in there to liven it up a bit so it didn't seem so drab.
Yeah. So there was some sort of hip hop group, I guess.
Yeah, there was a couple. They had Run
was
the Jewels.
weird.
I don't know which one you saw.
Weird.
They also had the Doom. I guess the Doom music writer perform a bunch of the music from Doom.
See, and that sounds
it was pretty
awesome.
cool. It was
relevant.
like a heavy metal concert.
Yeah.
The Run the Jewels guys. I think they've got music in Gears of War 4.
Okay.
At least
See, again,
at least
that's relevant.
Those guys must have something in the game. I was on the phone when that part was on. I just saw a guy with no shirt on running around. So
yeah, it was super weird.
And
everybody there seemed really awkward.
There is no article that I found yet that has all the news, so I'm just going to gloss over some of the stuff. Rocket League is getting a new map on December 7th. It looks like it's a space station, and it's got low gravity and stuff like that. So kind of
okay.
Yeah, Arc, Starbase Arc. I don't know if it costs anything or if it's free. I have no idea. Bulletstorm Remastered. Who gives a crap? Crazy Death Stranding trailer, which I said, I'm like, what the hell? But it was still pretty cool. Telltale announces their Guardians of the Galaxy adventure game, which I'm sure will be fantastic.
Right.
Awesome franchise. New indie studio Phoenix Labs announced their co-op RPG, Dauntless. It was a trailer. There was no gameplay, but it looks like it's possibly going to be something like a Monster Hunter on PC.
Huh. Okay.
That Dragon Cancer won. What was the category called?
Games for Impact.
Games for Impact. He gave a little pretty
honoring exemplary games that take on real world issues and advocate for social change.
So he gave a heartbreaking kind of speech. I didn't realize that game was based around his son. It's a game about your child having terminal cancer. So
I heard him talking about it at PAX.
It
sounded heart-wrenching.
The game has been well received. I don't want to cry that is a shitty situation, and I don't really want to play a game around that, but it's pretty brave that he's done that, and it's been pretty well received.
Yeah.
That's cool. He won an award. Prey had a new trailer. It looks kind of cool. There was a new trailer and gameplay footage showing new areas for the Zelda Breath of the Wild, like a jungle area, which looks awesome. Shovel Knight, showing their new update for the Shovel Knight game. I believe if you own Shovel Knight, it'll be free next spring.
Oh, very cool.
Walking Dead Season 3 trailer. The Telltale game.
See that. Yeah.
Hideo Kojima got his Industry Icon Award.
Hell yeah.
Mass Effect Andromeda trailer or gameplay video, which is about 5 minutes long. Looks freaking fantastic. And I'll call it here. I doubt that it's coming out in spring next year. I will be surprised if it comes out fall next year, but that looks awesome.
You think they're going to be that far behind?
I don't know. It looks really ambitious from what they showed. I'd be surprised if it's ready for spring.
March, April.
Overwatch won Game of the Year, which is kind of crazy.
I'm not surprised when I saw the games that were in the category.
Well,
I'm not surprised.
It beat out Doom, Inside, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4. I honestly, out of that group of titles, I would have probably picked Uncharted 4.
I'm with you.
I've heard great things about Inside, but I haven't played Inside.
I have not either.
Uncharted 4 is fantastic. Oh, don't get me wrong. Overwatch is a fantastic game, but it's a multiplayer only game. I don't think there's as... Oh, no, that's a lie. I was going to say I didn't think there's much blood, sweat, and tears put into it as something like Uncharted 4.
Yes.
But I almost feel like... I don't know. Overwatch was fantastic. We were playing it for months on our boys' night every week. We've fallen off of it lately, but it's still a fantastic game.
We still play it at our company LAN nights.
Anyway, it won. This is not... I wouldn't have gone with Overwatch. Pokemon Go won Best Mobile Game and Best Family Game. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I gotta ask. I want to go and I want to find out how these games are nominated. Is it peers?
Yeah,
Is it
it's peers.
industry?
He came out at the start of the show.
Okay.
It's peers from 20-something sites and industry influencers. So it's
Okay.
like Giant Bomb, Kind of Funny, Rooster Teeth, Kotaku, like all those types of places, Polygon, stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's all the sources you would trust. So it's by peers. Some games obviously didn't get into some categories because they're just, I guess they weren't enough, nominations from those groups or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's a trustworthy panel. That's the one thing I will give him. Jeff, the guy who has created the Game Awards, he's a real gamer, and he knows the industry, and he knows that the voices in this industry that are trustworthy.
Right.
So it's not like a people paid to get in here type thing. Best independent game, Inside. Best multiplayer game, Overwatch. Best esports game, Overwatch. That seems kind of dumb. That's all one category, in my opinion. I don't think they just have an esports category for the fucking stupid esports hype.
I don't think that Overwatch should have won for esports.
Yeah. Anyway,
I really, really don't.
Yeah, it's just dumb. That's dumb.
Because, like, let's be honest. I think if we're going with any game out of this list, so Counter-Strike, Global Offense, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Street Fighter 5. Those were the categories here. But I mean, we're talking about esports. I have not heard
it's of League
Overwatch
or Counter-Strike.
Or Counter-Strike is currently the biggest shooter.
You got to remember that
shooter.
the people that voted for this are also not super hardcore esports people.
Neither am I, but I still think that shouldn't be the winner for esports. I think Overwatch is awesome.
They're probably voting from their experience, and I bet you the people that are part of this panel, most of them enjoyed and played Overwatch more than they enjoyed Dota or League or CSGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I feel like that's a one where you should be watching.
I feel like
something.
that's a stupid category, just if you ask me. Best action adventure game, Dishonored 2. That's cool.
If we're talking about stupid categories, best esports team is a stupid category.
Those categories are just freaking like buzzed categories. You know what I mean? Because you gotta mention esports. Esports are so hot right now. We gotta get on the esport thing.
Or best esports player.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Really?
That's all it is.
Like
props though. He is Brazilian, so
okay.
Man, as soon as he started talking, I'm like, that guy's Brazilian. I'm like, I don't understand a single thing he's saying because he just sounds like a machine gun. He speaks so fast. I think I caught 2 words. Best VR game, Res Infinite. Yeah. Best fighting game, Street Fighter 5. Yeah, that was a given. I think it was the only one that came out this year. Best RPG, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Blood and Wine. That's interesting. But I guess that's the other thing, like Final Fantasy and the cutoff was like November 24th. So Final Fantasy 15's won't be eligible for anything until next year.
Right.
Best sports racing game. They don't give a best sports or a best racing game category. They're combined. So you play the sports while you're racing. Forza Horizon 3. Best strategy games have 6. Oh, that seems like kind of obvious. Overwatch, best game direction, best art direction, Inside, best narrative, Uncharted 4, and I don't care about any of the esports shit. So
I want to point out that the best performance,
I'm getting
that in that category, there was 3 individuals for Uncharted 4.
Yeah, they dominated that one, and Nolan.
That's pretty awesome.
Nolan North won for Uncharted 4. He gave a good speech. Trending Gamer went to Boogie2988. I wanted Danny to win it, but
so did I.
And most anticipated game, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And no offense to Boogie, Boogie's great. But he just screams and does the rant spaz thing on YouTube, which all the other YouTubers do. He doesn't do anything new, whereas Danny does documentaries and quality, super quality, original, high end content. Like I said,
I feel like Danny O'Dwyer should have won this one.
He's got tons of fans, and he's funny. I've laughed at his videos. I've watched some of his stuff. To me, he doesn't do anything different than your typical YouTube personality. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
And most anticipated game, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. You don't say. Yeah, so that was the Game Awards. They were okay.
A weird thing that
it was 2 hours. The Mass Effect shit was pretty
more like 2.5 hours.
Pretty dope. Where are we now? Okay, we're done with news. Yeah. We are in the PSA section, our public service announcements. Netflix adds downloads for your offline viewing pleasure. This is great for when you're traveling on a plane or on the road. You can download it on your device. That's pretty cool.
Of course, it's not everything yet, but
that's
a bunch of stuff is available to download to be watched later when you're on Wi-Fi and stuff, which is great.
PlayStation Plus games for December were announced. Invisible Ink, PS4. Stories, Path of Destinies, PS4. Hyper Void, PS3. Tiny Troopers, Joint Ops, PS3. PS4 Vita. Color Guardians, PS Vita, cross-buy on PS4. And VVVVVV, PlayStation Vita. I have no idea what Invisible Ink and these other games are about. Just watch. There's a trailer on the story that will be linked in the podcast notes. Invisible Ink looks...
I do want to point out that I feel that this more than any month...
looks kind of cool.
This more than any month should be the month where you hit it really, really well. Because it's the one where a whole bunch of people are purchasing or being gifted PlayStations for Christmas. And usually those come with a free trial or whatever of PlayStation Plus. And you want to wow them with some really cool shit right off the bat. And unfortunately, I feel like they did a very bad job of that December.
I think you're speaking too soon. Because these are both games that have not been on any other service. They're both new games. They're not AAA games, but Stories looks really cool. I'm watching the trailer right now. It looks like a Diablo top-down RPG, combat-based RPG. It looks pretty cool. Invisible Ink looks like a turn-based strategy game of some sorts.
Yeah, Invisible Ink's been out for a while. It's a smaller game.
Anyway,
it's also out on Steam.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I hear what you're saying though. Like you want
that's all I'm saying. Like
crazy shit for all the people buying new PS4s.
I'm not saying that these aren't going to be good, and like you said, Stories looks cool. But my point is that if somebody logs in on day one, hey, I've got PlayStation Plus, bam, you also get this for free.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Okay, maybe not that crazy, but you know what I'm getting at, right? Here's Killzone.
None
Shadowfall.
of this stuff is super identifiable. These are very, like they're whatever.
Whereas the Xbox One did a pretty good job of that this month, December at least. They've got some pretty big games coming out. That when people load up those Xbox Ones, they're gonna go, wow, these are great.
So continuing our PSAs. Meloetta and God damn it. Fucking free Pokemon. I can't say their fucking names. Obviously with all the Pokemon Sun Moon shit, excitement. Actually, Nintendo did publish a story, which I didn't link. Pokemon Sun and Moon is just killing it. It's like their biggest launch ever. And anyway...
like you said, man, coming off the back of Pokemon Go. Pokemon's hot right now.
These event Pokemon are available online. The first one's only available in XY and Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, but you can transfer it over to Pokemon Sun and Moon. And the second one, I can't even say its freaking name, is going to be available on the December 5th. Via a QR code that you just scan with your DS, and it unlocks the Pokemon on their official website. So that's kind of cool. Unlocking Pokemon with just a QR code.
There you go. Sweet.
And with that, I'm going to say we can get into our free-for-all.
Yeah.
So,
you're an idiot.
I bought a really expensive monitor.
You're such an idiot.
You're an idiot. So I'm going to preface the story with, I bought the Asus Republic of Gamers Swift PG348Q. So for anyone out there, it's a 34-inch curved widescreen G-Sync ultra-wide monitor, which I said already, but 3440 by 1440p.
Okay.
IPS LED monitor. It is beautiful. We saw it at PAX.
We did. Yeah.
I have joined the ultra-wide master race. This monitor is amazing.
So better than 2 monitors?
Oh my god, I got rid of all 3 of my monitors. I might add a second in portrait mode.
Oh, yeah.
Just for because I have 1 million monitors in my house. But this thing is fan-freaking-tastic. It is normally $1,900. It's more expensive than my 4K TV.
Wow.
It was $400 off, so it was $1,499. Still way too much money for a PC monitor.
Wow.
But to put it in perspective, my professional Dell that I used, which was about 10 years old now, was $1,100. So not much off, and I'm getting much more monitor. We just went through our union agreement, has been finished at work. In lieu of no raises, we got a big lump sum payment. And I finagled my wife into letting me keep some of that money. And that's why I bought this monitor.
Right.
It's not a cheap monitor. This is super high end. This is possibly the best gaming monitor you can get. With the exception unless you wanted a 4K G-Sync monitor. But I feel like 4K, you should get a big ass TV and just run an HDMI from your tower like I do. This is a very different experience than 4K. Oh my god, it's fucking awesome. It's amazing. You know how your PC games are already so much better than console games?
Now you're just taking it to a whole new level?
Yeah, so obviously all new games are really good with supporting ultra-wide. Older games, not so much. You get the bars on the side. But Infinite Warfare supports ultra-wide, Battlefield supports ultra-wide, Titanfall 2 supports ultra-wide. That extra real estate is fucking awesome. It is so cool. Just for example, in Titanfall 2, when you're in the Titan, on your normal monitor, all you see is when you're in the Titan, you see out the screen of the Titan and a little bit of the console on the sides. Yeah. In this, you see on the widescreen, you see the full cockpit, all the dials and buttons and shit on the sides,
doodads and switches,
and it just
crap
feels so freaking cool and looks so cool. Oh my god! Zombies on Infinite Warfare with that extra real estate, you can see those assholes sneaking in because you essentially have more peripheral vision, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And everything, obviously, with the new video card runs amazing on it because it's not quite 4K. Which my video card does 4K, 30 frames to 60 frames, depending on the game, quite easily. It runs everything on this thing at plus 60 frames, no problem. Everything's butter smooth, especially with the G-Sync too. Oh, this thing's fucking awesome. No, there are no dead pixels.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, because let's be honest, how many freaking monitors that you've gone through Asus?
I went through 3
that were crap.
I went through 3, so
I'm amazed. I wouldn't have. Personally, knowing myself, I wouldn't have been able to buy another Asus monitor after that.
Remember when we went to PAX?
Oh, I know, and you talked to the rep.
I talked to the rep, and that old monitor that I had bought, the QA, the quality control, QC, was not done in-house by Asus, and neither were some of the panels up until the most recent builds of that monitor. So I imagine if you got one of the newer builds of that monitor, you would probably get a good panel. But when I had been buying it, he's like, we didn't make the panels and it was out, not in-house quality control.
They don't make any of the panels.
He's like, we had lots of problems and it's a known issue. And he's like, we brought it in-house, the quality control on that. And he said, it's way better now. But at that point I was done. I went through 3 and I'm like, screw this. And at PAX, he was telling me, and I'm like, we were talking in front of this monitor that I now own, the ultra wide. I'm like, I want this monitor, but I'm like, the 3 that I went through gives me no faith in buying you any monitors from you. And he is like, this monitor is quite different. He's like, we do the quality control on it. And he's like, the curved screens have such a higher quality control standard because I guess the bending of the panel or whatever process of making it. He said it's very unlikely that you'd find one with a dead pixel. So this monitor actually comes with, not that I knew, and I'm kind of annoyed because I'm going to contact NCIX because it was discounted so much. I didn't know this, but NCIX has a VIP exchange service on their products on, I think it's laptops and monitors. If you have any types of issues, it's like almost like an extended warranty. It's like $50 or $75 depending on the item.
Right.
Because the monitor was so discounted, I bought it for this monitor. It basically guarantees 0 dead pixels. And then it also includes like express RMA, like they pay for the shipping to and from up to 3 times. And then at that point you can be like, okay, I'm done. They'll fully refund your money.
Right. Okay, well that's good. But you didn't need it. Or
you could keep going. They're like, but they figure after 3, your patience is probably fucking done. But yeah, you could pay for peace of mind. So of course I bought it after my last experience. I'm like, fuck it. I want this monitor. I want it to be good. Kidding. I want it to be good. So fuck, $75 when they discounted the monitor at $400. It's like, whatever. It's essentially free.
Right.
Little do I know when I open up the package and get into some of the warranty stuff, this monitor has a 1 year 0 dead stuck pixel guarantee from Asus. I guess if you pay $1,500 for a monitor, they finally guarantee you're not going to have any issues with it. You've paid enough.
I would hope so.
You've paid, well, yeah, even at $1,000, that other monitor is not cheap. It's $1,200, not on sale. This one was so greatly reduced.
I'd be pretty choked if
I had to jump. It was some lucky circumstance, right? Like, some extra money from work. Awesome wife letting me splurge. And I'm happy to report I have no dead pixels.
Good. Finally, an end to your monitor saga.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really gonna buy it, but the price discount, and then I went and played some zombies the other day, and I could still see like my Windows Chrome desktop, like ghosting images from having my desktop sitting on the screen for way too long, and I'm playing zombies, and I'm like, I could still see my Chrome tabs while I'm playing zombies. I'm like, this monitor's seen better days. Yeah, like, it goes away, but
time.
It goes away. Like, it's not like in there forever.
Right.
But it definitely has like really bad like retention issues now. It's really slow at going away. So,
right.
It's done its duty. So yeah, I have a dope ass monitor and I'm super happy and no dead pixels, and I still
very nice.
And
man.
If any crop up, I have a guarantee. There's like any monitor on a perfectly black screen. There's a tiny bit of bleed, but I wouldn't say anything that's out of normal. Like, there's just a little bit in the 4 corners, but that's pretty normal for most monitors because the backlight on LCD panels just naturally have that. Just some are better or worse.
It's just the way they are.
Yeah.
Also, unless you're rocking OLED or a plasma screen, that's pretty much something that you can't 100% get away from.
It's just plus really bad or not bad, right? And totally manageable. It's like equal in all 4 corners. It's barely noticeable. It's like, okay, if I look for it, I notice it, but it's not enough to be annoying. And only on like black like screens, and it's like, I was playing zombies, which is very dark, and it doesn't stand out while playing the game, then that's good enough for me.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that
awesome monitor.
Finally sorted, man.
If you got a lot of money burning a hole in your pocket,
shit.
I cannot say enough about how freaking awesome ultrawide is, though. It's so cool. It's freaking cool. Like, it's so different. That extra space is just awesome.
Yeah, and see, for me, that would be too much. I would have to.
You would need a
Yep.
good video. You would need a 1080 for an ultra wide. And that was another thing that held me back. I didn't foresee myself getting a 1080 when I was looking at this monitor originally, and
Yep.
obviously through unforeseeable events, I got a 1080 because I'm a bastard. Jesus
There you
Christ,
go.
I'm a piece of shit. I've spent so much money on tech lately.
You know, Christmas is coming.
Yeah, I don't get anything. I'm a dad now. You got something here.
I do.
You went and saw Fantastic Beasts.
And where to find them?
Where do you find them?
Oh, man. You
Everywhere.
find them at the theater right now.
So
Me and my wife went and saw that
Yeah.
on the weekend.
This is like what, a Harry Potter prequel or just a different story in the Harry Potter world?
This is a story that happens in the Harry Potter universe before the Harry Potter movies. And
Does it
books.
really have anything to do with it, or it's just the same universe and some like threads that are the same?
Well, this is the beginning of multiple movies and books, so it's the start of its own story, if you will, that does directly correlate into the happenings that happen in Harry Potter. But these are obviously happening in the world and are some of the things that lead up to what happens pre-Harry Potter with his parents getting, murdered and whatnot. And I think, and I may get lambasted for this, but I don't really care. I think that I might like Fantastic Beasts better than any of the Harry Potter movies that I watched.
To be honest, from what
Yeah.
I've seen from the trailer, it looks like something I would like better than the Harry Potter stuff.
I really enjoy Harry Potter.
I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I've watched
I'm not saying I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but I'm saying I enjoyed them a lot. They got better as they went on, but I also understand why that is. Because when the first one came out, I was not the target audience, so it seemed a little bit too kiddie for me. Mm-hmm. But by the time they finished, it was a lot closer to what I sort of wanted from a age perspective, I think.
Yeah,
because the movies definitely grew up as they went forward,
they
right?
definitely did,
with their audience.
They were very kiddie at first. Yeah, I think that's what turned me off. I'm like, I don't understand why everyone's crazy for this.
Whereas Fantastic Beasts, it's a lot more grown up already, but still fun. The world is expanded upon so much. You're seeing the magic happening in the United States. You're seeing more of what the differences are between magic users in America versus Britain. There's just, it really expands the universe in really, really cool ways. And visually, it's fantastic. We saw it in IMAX 3D. It was big. It was ridiculous. It was fantastic. The beasts are so cool. I love the main character. The guy, there's just something about him for me.
Eddie Redmayne, right?
Yeah, but he nails the part.
What is the name of the character? Do you remember?
Really?
You obviously didn't read the books, right?
I did not read the book. No. Can't believe you asked me.
Newt Scamander.
Yes, Newt. He's sort of bumbling, unlikable in a way, but yet I don't know.
Looks very eccentric from the trailers.
Yeah, yes. He comes off as being quite eccentric. He's more friends with animals than he is with people. But it just works so well, and I don't know. I really liked it. I really, really liked it. I walked out of the theater, both my wife and I was, I would go see it again in the theater. I I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I like the way that it was very much a setup film. So it closes out the story in a good way, but it is definitely setting up for a lot more of what's going on with varieties of characters. Yeah, I really liked it. It is, in my opinion, very much worth seeing in the theater. Big screen. There's got big animals. They got fantastical beasts and ridiculousness. I felt like the characters were great. There was
some big names in this compared to like obviously they have a lot more weight to throw behind it because how successful Harry Potter was, but like,
yeah,
Colin Farrell, Eddie Redmayne, like, did he not win an Oscar or get at least nominated for an Oscar?
I believe so.
Definitely not like Jon Voight, Ron Perlman. Like, these aren't no names, whereas a lot of the actors. Well, I would say that there were no names in Harry Potter, but
no,
there was no like tentpole actors. And
to be fair, Ron Perlman was a voice, so he was he was there, and they did a great job. But he voiced a character that he was not sort of acting, if you will.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked it. I thought it
looked
was great.
Like something I wanted to watch. It definitely looked like, oh, okay, I get it. This is Harry Potter, but this is like Harry Potter for an adult.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's the universe.
It's a cool universe. Don't get me wrong.
It's such a cool universe, and this to me was the universe, but without that kiddie factor of the Harry Potter films. You weren't watching elementary school kids running around and getting into trouble and possibly getting themselves into situations that needed adults' help to get out of. This was adults running around, and yes, there was definitely moments that made everybody laugh because, let's be honest, you want to laugh in those types of films. But ultimately, it definitely had a much older vibe to it, and yeah, there was some ridiculousness, but it's a movie about people that are wizards,
magic,
and it's I honestly I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So yeah, and I definitely feel like it's a film that needs to be seen on a big screen to really appreciate it, because there was some really cool. There was some phenomenal visuals that really worked well on the big screen, especially in 3D as well.
I will
some really cool stuff.
Probably not get a chance to watch it until it's on video on demand. Unfortunately,
that's too bad.
I did buy tickets for
Star Wars
for
Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah.
I
don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it, but I bought tickets for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll figure out my ticket situation when it comes a little closer.
I just bought 2 for opening night, figuring that, hey, if I play,
I know I'm not going to be able to see it opening night regardless.
If I watch it,
it'll be too late.
If I watch it, I watch it.
Yeah,
because last time when Star Wars rolled around and I couldn't get to it, I was pretty upset.
Yeah, that is definitely. I remember that last year where it took me a couple weeks till I was finally able to see it. And then I think I saw it 2 or 3 times over the next couple of days, but I'm like, I just felt like I didn't want to miss out. So I bought tickets and I'm like, if I go, I go. If I don't, I'll just cancel them. I figure this way I won't be screwed like last time where it's like, oh, I can go to opening night and there are no tickets available, so it's not even an option for you. Apparently it's been selling out huge.
Yeah, I saw people complaining on Twitter. I don't know if that was an American thing compared to here. I got IMAX 3D, of course, but like people were like, oh, it's harder to get Rogue One tickets than an NES Classic. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, this is like 2 or 3 days after going on sale, and I bought like center, like opening night tickets.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again,
I haven't even looked, so I don't know.
I only bought 2, so maybe that's part of it. Unless you got anything else to add, my friend, I'm gonna.
I believe that's a show, my friend.
Say that we are done. It's episode 85.
Wow.
in the bits. We appreciate you listening. Obviously, thank you very much. We love you. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
You can always hit me up on Twitter at Dayne Cody, at DAYNECODY.
And make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if you haven't already, and I know a lot of you bastards haven't, review us on iTunes or wherever you get this podcast, and or force someone to listen to it. That'll work too.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a quick tip before we go. Before we go. If you're looking for NES Classic, I suggest following Best Buy's Twitter accounts. They have two. They have a gaming one and they have a general one, which is terrible for spam. They link and retweet a lot of mommy blogger crap, which is super annoying.
That is annoying.
It's just crap social media feed. Sorry, Best Buy. I like their gaming Twitters fine. They're not as bad. But they do some of that shit too. But if you follow them on Twitter and turn on mobile notifications, a lot of the time it's going to be worthless messages popping up on your phone, but you'll get a message, hey, NES Classics are going on sale at this time.
Right.
They went on sale the other day at 4:00.
And you got another one?
I did get another one, but I could not ship it to my home because they limit it to address. So I had to ship it to my mother-in-law's house. I will not be selling this one. I'm going to keep this one. Not a total douchebag. Anyway, if you do that, chances are you'll be able to get one. My sister-in-law got one. My buddy Darren, who wanted one, got one. Like everyone that I knew that wanted one, when I told them that they're going on sale at this time, for people that had like approached me and said, I want one, I let them know, and they all got one. So if you haven't got one yet, hopefully there'll be another so this is like their third restock, I think since they released November 11th. I imagine there'll probably be one or two more before Christmas. At least in Canada, that seems to be a surefire way to find out when they're going to list them. They do have a forum post as well, which is a little harder to find, but they pre-announce when they're going to go up, and you have all your shit ready to go. You should be able to get one. None of the other, I don't know what like Amazon and Walmart have listings for them, but I've never seen them in stock. They don't announce when they're going on in stock. So
guess you just got to kind of find out.
That's just a crapshoot with them. I don't even know if they've ever even made it to stores, though. I saw someone on Twitter today post, this is from the US though, like a pile of like 20 at their Walmart, and they're like,
oh wow,
better go check your Walmarts. But who knows? That could have been in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, right?
Yeah, that's always the hard part.
And I think
some areas are a lot more.
I think the stores are also limiting it to one per person. So, but I think that's a way harder. That's
smart.
That's a much harder way to pick one up. So I think if you do it the other way, you probably have better luck. Yeah. Until next week, I'm going to say we're out. We'll talk about some PlayStation experience. Hopefully, there's some cool announcements there.
Fair enough.
It's all been
Sounds
rumors,
good.
so I don't want to really talk about any of it. We'll know for sure this next week. That's on Saturday, so
Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. So that's probably going to be 2 hours with announcements. Until next week, we are out.
Good luck finding a NES Classic.
Peace.